Hello everyone, Vicki Achard with Nature's Best Art. I hope that this video continues until the end. This is my fourth take. My first one, my uh, my microphone stopped working. My second one, the video stopped working. The third one, the video stopped working. Now, so I looked it up on a computer. Why is my video stopping? I'm recording on iPhone. They said it might be not enough memory. So I eliminated some past videos, hoping that this will continue. Yes, I see 40 seconds. Okay, 41 seconds. We're rolling. We're rolling. We'll see if I can actually do this today. Okay, we are making a Father's Day card. It's coming up like less than 2 weeks. So let me show you what we did so far. Okay, let me pull you down here. My workspace. Okay, we're still rolling. I'm going to check this once in a while, see if we're still rolling. Okay, so here are the four that I accomplished so far. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about each one and the mistakes I made in each one and how I fixed it. Okay, so it was a development of a design that I thought of, and I really, really love it. The mistake on this one was that I stamped it while developing my thoughts with this gold. Where is it? Oh, it's somewhere. Here it is. It's my gold color box. And this stuff is really nice. But on the brown, it didn't show up very well in my sentiment. So I thought, oh, not going to do that. So anyway, so I actually decided to use these papers here. And they're from, I've been making Bible study journals since I last made the Mother's Day card. And I didn't want to use these, so I thought, oh, I'll use these for my sentiments. So what I did was I took a piece of paper. What I do, let me show you this, these boxes that I have. Let me see if I can reach them down here. I have this box down here. Probably not the best place for it when I want to grab something, but it's the only place. There's no more room in my desk. So I have these type of boxes. And so this one holds gray, purple, and yellow. And so what I do is I have a box for one or two, three colors. And so I went into my brown papers and I found this bag that I really like. It's an old bag. I don't know where I got it. Maybe I bought it at a store. So I covered the back my that mistake with this paper and took part of it here. Used these scissors, these shearing scissors. You can tell it has like serrated and cuts in it. And these I got a long time ago from my husband when we got married. His sisters sewed a lot, and his mom sewed a lot, so they had that type of stuff. So I'm so glad that I got it from them. So anyway, so this is my design. I just love it. I absolutely love it. And I'll talk a little bit about this stamp and about this punch. So then my next one that I made was this yellow one, and I actually made the whole thing on this video that I had to delete because that was the time when my speaker wasn't working, my microphone rather. So on this one, I want to talk a little bit. When I was making this on the video, there was a little brown here that I got from the stamp, the marks. So I took this little bee stamp, and it doesn't look cute. So sometimes it's really good to make mistakes. I don't mind making mistakes because, unless it's horrible, horrible, I scrap it. But very, very rarely do I scrap anything. And so I thought that looked pretty. And the brown paper here matched the brown fern. So, and then this one here, when I made this one, I made the mistake on this. I made a little mark when sometimes, when you stamp and then the stamp moves or something, and it'll make a little mark on the paper, you don't really want it. So I put other little marks on it with the stamp, and I thought that looked really pretty. And then lastly, I made this one. This is like a teal color, and I put green in there. And this mistake was that when I cut this paper, this part, I moved my paper suddenly, or something jeered my arm. And so this little piece got cut off, but nobody's going to see it because I fixed it by putting that little bee in there. So all those cards I made so far this morning. They're going to be going to my two sons-in-laws and my son and my granddaughter's husband. So this one, I started to make this one, and the video complete. Is it going? It's still going. Oh my goodness. That's wonderful. We might have a video today. I started to make this, and I showed you how to punch it with this punch here. It's called let's see, the Paper Studio is that punch. It's quite a large punch. And so what I did was I showed you actually that I scored my paper, and my whole paper, my I think they're 8 by 10 papers, and then I cut it down to size by it's 10 to make a card is 10 by 7 to fit in the envelope. So it's 10 wide by 7 inches long here. And so yeah, and then I cut it off a little bit. I was wondering why that wasn't, but I remember now. Um, Sometimes when I do cut with this cutter, and I don't mind it at all, it's just a little off. Sometimes, once in a while. So what I did was I completely cut it again a little bit. So that's why that looks like that. So anyway, now, so we're to the point where, and these are my watercolor papers here that I used, and so now we're at the point now where it needs the fern. So we'll talk a little bit about the fern, okay? All right, let's use a scrap sheet of paper. I always like to use a scrap sheet of paper when I'm stamping, so I don't, so I don't get it on my cutter here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this stamp. This is from Gwen Frostic. And I don't know if you know about her. I'll talk about her when we do the stamping. I just love this fern. So let's put this on our, I don't know if you can see this. I'll put this up here. This is kind of messy because it's pigment ink. Pigment ink doesn't dry as fast as the other inks that I used were dye inks. And so dye ink dries faster than pigment ink. So I got to really watch when I use this pigment ink. I believe it's from, yeah, this is a VersaFine pigment ink. And it's really, I love the ink, but it doesn't dry as fast, and you got to watch so it doesn't smear and go all over the place. So let's stamp our image right here. All right. It's going to be a sharp image. This one I want a little further down, and I want it to be a little, like I want it to look like a little faded look. There we go, like that. Okay, so like I say, see it gets all over. And it's fine. I'm gonna maybe use that for something. Okay, so anyway, there it is. And there's that one. Isn't that pretty? The blue. I love the blue. And that's going to take a while to dry. In fact, I could, dry it with a dryer, but I think I'll just wait till I'm off camera to do it. But that's it. It's so simple. Now this part here, I showed you on the other video that turned off. Are we still going? Yeah, we're still going. You have to put it down here like that. And then what I did is I turned it around. Or sometimes you'll have to turn it inside out and put it on top. So that's all you do. So I hope this gives you some ideas, and you'll be able to make your Father's Day cards. And I actually was going to talk a little bit about Gwen Frostic. She was an artist. She has passed. She was in her 90s. And I met her a couple years before she died. So I did have her sign her last book that she made. She's was an author. And mostly, though, she was a Michigan artist that worked with block prints. And she bought these German uh, machines that printed her work. The most fascinating thing about Gwen Frostic is that when she was younger, when she was a baby, she had a fever, and in 1906 they didn't know, what it was, why she, had mobility problems and that. Well, one of her sisters, there was 9 children in the family. One of her sisters was a teacher and for disability people, children, and she said, well, they thought maybe she had polio, Gwen, but she thought, well, maybe cerebral palsy. They really didn't know why she was, her mobility wasn't there, her hands. Her teachers thought she would never learn how to write, and here she became this famous artist. And she is in the she was in the Wyandotte area when she then moved to Frankfort, Michigan, up north Michigan, and then after creating all her work or all her stationary work, she oh, here, why don't I just look at you when I talk with you? She actually had a shop, and so she sold her work, um, and and did wonderful work. And then she decided she wanted to move more near nature because she was a nature artist. And so she settled in Frankfort, Michigan, or yes, Frankfort, Michigan. And so busloads of people used to come to see her. And she actually became, a millionaire. And like I said, her teachers didn't even think that she would be able to write or walk. She didn't walk very well. She kept falling down and stuff, but she she did all this marvelous nature work, and people loved her work. And then she started to be a speaker at universities. And I don't know if she was a motivational speaker or or she talked about nature, maybe a little bit of both, maybe about education. Her father was a principal of a school, and so she did remarkable things. And so she was very determined, and her parents encouraged her. They didn't think of her as odd or different, and she just pursued what she loved. And I just think it's such a marvelous story. I visited her shop when I was encouraged to do so by, it was my friend who, she came to me all the time when I pressed my flowers, did my work there. And so she and her husband used to order these. We used to, well, we still do actually. We frame, and I put flowers on the mats, for people who have wedding invitations. It makes a wonderful gift. And so, so my friend, she came over all the time for that, and she says, Vicki, she says, your work reminds me so much of Gwen Frostic's. And I said, who's Gwen Frostic? We had only been in the area a short time. And she told me, well, she's up north Michigan. And I'm telling you, I took that trip, my husband and I got back to the motel after I saw her work, and just tears were coming down my face. Just when I think of it now, oh, I'm sorry, but I get so like emotional, I guess, when I think of someone who loves nature as much as I do. And so it's just a wonderful thing to create and to make, like I say, make mistakes. Well, guess what? I didn't make any mistakes on this. I should make a mistake on this. but you can fix your mistakes. You can create, and it just takes a little bit of time, and just your materials in your craft room. It's if you have trouble figuring things out, just take your time. Just take your time and don't worry about making mistakes. It's just do what you love, okay? And happy Father's Day to all you wonderful fathers. I'm just so excited that it's coming up, and that we have one more thing to celebrate in life. Isn't this a wonderful thing to share, to make things for people that would, I'm going to put an encouraging message in there, and of course a little bit of money. My kids, they need money, right? I love to give my children what they need, and what they can have, just a little fun, with a little something. So Anyway, this video is still going. I just think this is wonderful. I just hope it happens today. Bye for now, and I can't wait to see you again. I love making videos. And please give me a thumbs up and comment below, and just tell all your friends about this, because I tell you what, as a small business owner, it's tough. It's really tough. And I need all the help that I can get. And your thumbs up and your comments, the YouTube people see that and they think, hey, something's going on in there, around in there. Maybe I should be showing this to more people. Please, I need your help. I really do. Okay, bye for now. Okay.